All right. Hello, beer nerds. It's Ryan and Brenda with Beer by the Numbers.
Hey guys!
And we're here today because we're tired of being alone in this house. So we're going to get into it, I think. But yeah, we've got some beers to drink. And of course, I got to come at you with some interesting beer-related stories as well. So I'm super excited about that. How about you?
I like beer.
You like beer? All right, open a beer then. You go
Sweet.
first.
All right, well, we are doing our favorite thing in quarantine times, apparently, and supporting our local craft breweries through takeout.
Yeah.
So we have crawlers from Barrel Theory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got one too.
And I've got the Blood Orange Goza.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, very good.
Yeah.
And I have their Raindrops IPA, which is kind of one of their flagship brews, IPA with Citra and Mosaic. Let's see, 7.5% ABV, and of course we love these giant crowler size, 750 milliliters. So what is that, about a pint and a half? Yeah.
Look at that guy.
A little more. Ooh, that looks good. Yum. Yum, yum, yum.
Num num.
So interesting that Blood Orange Goza actually looks really orange too.
Ooh,
It looks like
that's good.
looks a little bit like Tang in the glass there, you know?
It kind of tastes like Tang in the glass.
Meanwhile, I got a fairly standard looking hazy IPA. Ooh, that looks good on camera today. I got the resolution turned up.
That pours so gross.
No, it's not gross.
Beer is not meant to be opaque. I'm sorry. I've said it once. I will say it again. It just ain't right. So Blood Orange, if you've heard me go on rants before, is one of those fruits that I feel has been stolen from me
Yeah.
by the IPA.
Mm-hmm.
And I always read beer descriptions. I'm like, oh yeah, lots of citrus. We got some blood orange in there. I like a little grapefruit. I'm ready to...
Oh,
Hops.
and by the way, we put in 40 pounds of hops. So have fun with that.
Twice. Minimum.
Right.
Minimum of twice. Multiple additions of the hops to your citrus have been had.
Right.
So I'm trying not to blind folks with light box on glasses.
Yeah, man, this looks super juicy, and on the nose, you just get a ton of that Citra and Mosaic hop aroma. And interestingly, not, it's subtle with its fruit aromas, but you get a lot more fruit when you actually dive into it. And this is, if you ever find yourself in St. Paul, Minnesota, head over to Barrel Theory because they have some of the best brews around. And this IPA is one you should not miss if you find yourself in Minnesota.
It's one of our favorites because you have a double... 1-2 punch was what I was looking for there. Yep. Of IPAs and sours.
Right, yep.
So it's like, oh, what might Brenda and Ryan want? All of those things. Yes,
Right.
please, keep them coming. And also a couple really good darker beers.
Yeah, especially during the winter, absolutely.
Yeah, I would not be in sassy or anything. I would drink this for breakfast.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, this is
that's
orange
an orange
juice.
juice for you? There you go. That's the best way to start the day, right there.
Like, it's sour, but it's that kind of, like, dry sour. It's got, like, a mimosa thing going on where it's just, like... I don't want to say spicy, because it's not actually that alcohol heavy. It's a
right.
Oro.
Yep.
But it's got that, like, dry citrus... there's a word for that. Acerbic.
Oh, acerbic.
Acerbic was what I was like, it's an A word. But yeah, it's got a lot of acerbic notes to it that are just drying and nice. And...
Right, yep. Yeah, Matt says this IPA isn't hazy, it's a citrus wall. And yeah, that's definitely true, because I put my hand behind here, and I even have a light coming into this glass right now, but you can't see anything through this.
Do you need
crazy.
A spoon?
Yeah, maybe so.
We could probably find you
just
a straw.
Test. Oh, see, now maybe this isn't the best test.
Okay,
I still can't really see my hand through there.
This is a very opaque sour, though.
Sure, I guess that's true.
Like, this is not a clear sour.
Yeah. Well, I guess neither of us are drinking clear beers tonight, then.
Too much citrus.
I know, yeah.
No such thing. But
yeah, it's like we want it to be warm outside again.
Soon.
Soon, very soon.
Soon.
Let's see. It looks like we got some folks in from Arizona today.
And
Oh,
Mexico.
Mexico. All right. That's a lot of fun. Mm. And Matt is drinking an 8.3% lager, which from Maine, which that's spicy, man.
That sounds hot.
That's a big lager. Normally we don't get them that big, but sounds really good. Mm. Mm. So we're here practicing our good social distancing, drinking at home, not really hitting up the tap rooms, although unfortunately we're not really able to at this point.
But we can hit them up.
Yeah.
Just there can only be 3 other people at a time.
Yeah, that's right.
And 6 feet between everyone.
And all their beer is to go, right? Yeah. Mm. But it's been really crazy over the last week. Obviously, all sorts of weird changes in headlines that we normally don't have to deal with. But
really?
Yeah. But
is something going on?
But it's been really cool to see how the craft beer industry has gone out of its way to respond really, really quickly. Just to bring up some local examples from our beer scene here. Oh, hold on. Let me make that a little bit bigger.
All right, Brenda, act like you've been here.
So I got some just local Instagram posts I wanted to share. And I think this has been a fairly common sight everywhere, is just breweries lining up these large crowlers to just pour. And I think a lot of them are just pouring straight out of their kegs into these crowlers, trying to get them sealed and off, because with all the restrictions going into place, various state and local ordinances, man, it's been tough out there for brewers to, sell all that keg inventory they had been expecting to sell over the last 2 or 3 weeks. And so, they're starting up the crowler lines. And I've always been a big advocate for crowlers. I like the recycling aspect, as well as they're not quite as big as a growler.
Thank you, Ryan, for that very astute statement.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I like the ratio of usable beer space to efficiency in delivery vessel.
Sure. What do you mean by that?
Of the growler, like you get a growler and you have this ginormous thing, and it's never quite a one sitting sort of situation. Like you can't sit by yourself and have a growler, so you're automatically guaranteed that either you are going to overindulge in the blessed thing, or you had better have an event happening. Yep. And then you have to keep it.
Right. Yep.
We have totes of growlers, from some of them are now vintage, because you'll never get them again. The brewery's closed down.
Yep.
And nobody fills them unless you stick all of your fancy little brewery stickers on it and make sure it doesn't have any remaining labels of somebody else's beer. And now we've got all of this glassware you don't know what to do with.
Yeah.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Stick flowers in it and shove it on the bar. I already did that.
Yeah, did that once. Can't do it again.
I can't do it anymore.
Yeah. Matt mentions his local brewery has glass growlers in 32 and 64 ounce sizes. So
what's a normal 64?
Normal 64. Yeah.
So what's a grumbler? Howler,
that'd probably be 32.
Okay.
So, so a half growler. Yep.
Those are my next favorite in like level of efficiency.
Yep. And then you've got this step down, which is 750 mils for this extra large can, and that's 25.4 ounces.
I like how it converts.
Thank you, Barrel Theory, for putting the ounces on here too. So that's about a little over a pint and a half of beer. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good stuff. Yeah. So, but the crazy thing about all this crowler demand has been that, a lot of places are starting to run out, and that's because these cans are not the most commonly produced.
What?
And nobody was really expecting to sell,
everything
1,000 crowlers this week, because that's the only craft beer option. So we're starting to see actually the local breweries Running out of cans and labels too,
I was
right?
gonna say
Yeah.
my favorite is the local brewery I'm not gonna that ran out of labels.
Mm-hmm.
So was running the sticky labels through the printer. So at
Yeah.
least you had the beer name
Right.
on the can.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
It was a little bit of a can swap for a second there if you didn't have the stickers.
Right. Yeah.
We've either got peas, beans, or cream of corn.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Can roulette.
Yeah. Right. Eventually, they'll be down to just sticky notes. You know, they'll just take some. Yep. Just some Post-it notes. That kind of thing. Yeah, that would be pretty funny, wouldn't it?
Ooh, I like growlettes as a
growlette. Mm.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
Growlettes.
Yeah, that's a cool name for them. Yeah, they don't have a consistent name yet, do they?
Grumblers are my favorite.
Grumblers,
mostly because that is a situation easily solved by a grumbler.
Right. Yeah, it's got the problem in the name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Problem, solution, done. Game over. Also, I am one of those people where so I will admit, I think it's a style thing.
Mm-hmm.
A, nobody makes growlers full of sours. But B, a growler full of sour just sounds like heartburn.
Yeah.
Waiting to happen.
Yeah, an IPA can take on a growler, but yeah, your big sour beers.
Yeah, you
be a
might need
little
some
aggressive.
tums.
Yeah.
Also, that's like a $20 growler by the time you're done with the day. Wait, what are growlers usually?
It could depend on the beer. So, probably at the cheap end around here, I think growlers are probably, if you're not buying them on like special day or anything like that, you're probably looking at $11, $12.
Okay.
And that's for a really low cost brew. So that's something like an amber ale, something that doesn't use a ton of malt and hops. And then, you're probably looking all the way up to $20.
Yeah.
For, a big hazy IPA, some sort of not super high ABV stout, because they're not going to pour you 12% stout into a growler. That's
they do
a lot
it.
Of beer.
They do it.
They do it. Yeah.
It's been done.
Yeah, it's been done.
And Matt wanted to know what these guys were. Or what do growlers cost in our area? I'd say 9 is a pretty solid number for what I'm drinking.
Yep, I think
7 to 9.
Yeah, you can get probably $7-8 on the low end, and then upwards of 12 to 14 for something pretty intense.
I was gonna say, I don't know what these ones were.
I think yours was, I think, about 9, and mine might have been 11. So, yeah, I know. No, crazy.
Oh, you fancy.
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
Man, I always forget about Gozas. Gozas are the surprise winner.
Yeah.
Because they are not expensive to brew, but they taste like they are.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah.
As someone who drinks a lot of, like, American Wild sours,
Right.
Those creep up there real quick.
Oh, yeah, they do.
And those barrel-aged sours, they're so good. They're so big, and they're so big.
Yeah, they are big. That is for sure. Oh, man. Let's see. What else did I pull up here?
Were you going to mention my favorite delivery mechanism?
All right. What's your favorite delivery mechanism?
By bike.
By bike?
We have same-day bike delivery across the river, and I am excited.
Yeah.
And I have to remember to place my order tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't want them to run out, do you?
No.
I personally like the curbside to go, like this example here, right out the window.
As a person who doesn't like, okay, so I'm just gonna call you on you have long enough arms to like curbside to go.
Oh, I can reach things.
You can reach things.
Yeah.
To go coffee orders are the bane of my existence.
Ah, I see.
I have been known to park and walk in rather than stop and get my coffee at a drive-thru. I can't reach the window. Your camera's backwards today, and I can't reach the window.
Yeah, can't reach through there. Gotcha. No. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I have to hand over my card.
Yeah. I don't know.
the
I
worst.
like the idea of opening up a window and just handing beer out.
I like the idea. I also like the idea of a bike messenger dinging his little bell and pedaling down the street to come give me my beer.
Right. Yep.
It just makes me deeply happy on the inside.
Yeah.
That.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. And then let's see, what else did I...
Oh,
10,
yeah.
10 miles. That's pretty good. Right?
Our bike delivery friends expanded their range, and it is now obscene, and I don't know why any person would ever bike
Yeah.
any of those distances.
Right.
But, you know. Oh.
We did not stay 6 feet apart for this stream. I think we're breaking a rule. But yeah, so this was a fun one from Central Waters out of Amherst, Wisconsin.
Yes.
And yeah, this is a fun little photo.
I would, yes.
Yeah.
That was our entire neighborhood out on a walk today in the
Aw.
first decently warm and sunny day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
All like walking up and casually splitting away from each other.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of gift certificate and merch sales going on right now too. I've been hearing. That seems to be another great way people are being sure to support their craft brewers, even though they can't go out and hang out in the tap room.
I was gonna say, you can always go after.
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
If you support them, they will be there to go after.
Right. Yep. And then my favorite, the drive-through. I wonder if this video is gonna play over stream, but let's see.
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, they made a whole long video. Not sure I can get the sound, but let's see. Oh, let's see if this works. Yep. So yeah, you can drive straight into their parking lot and they have it cordoned off. So yeah, I know you don't like it with your long arms, but
okay, to be fair, we have the extra added bonus of I cannot stand to drive into Bauhaus anyway.
Sure.
Because that little cordon section where you're like, oh, this seems very small. Does my car fit? That's their whole parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you get in.
Yep.
So this is no change from the usual.
Right. Yeah.
They also, are they the ones doing, no, Indeed is doing virtual happy hour.
Right. And I'm not really sure how that works.
They literally set up a guy at the bar
Mm-hmm.
and filmed him.
I gotcha.
And then you had like virtual happy hour chat.
Sure. So you just chatted with him?
Yeah. Well, and each other.
Oh.
You know, I guess you can chat with whomever you would.
Did they just
like.
open a live camera feed in there? Ooh, that sounds dangerous, man.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
But we're doing it right now.
You and me are talking, not anybody else. That's my...
Honey, I don't know if you've ever been on YouTube.
Right.
That's sort of how YouTube works.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fun facts.
Mm-hmm.
And Matt, we were actually in Minnesota. He's from Wisconsin, the poor guy. And we had snow last night.
Oh, just a wee bit.
I woke up, it had snowed. End of story. Day over.
Right, you were not happy
That was
about
the
it, right?
end of the story.
Yeah, that's
I don't care if it's the end of March and winter goes until May. I'm not about it.
Right.
I want to go outside.
Yep. I had also heard on Facebook this week that Miller Lite was donating $1 million to restaurant workers and bar employees who are out of work right now because there's, only takeout and to-go options available. So staffing levels are not nearly as high. And yeah, they're doing some big donations there, and we're linking people to a virtual tip jar, which is really cool. Yeah.
Did you see Drucker put their massive brouhaha to use?
What are they doing?
They were packaging up meals and canned foods and all of that good stuff for local places of charity.
Yeah.
Details not so specific because
Sure.
it's North Dakota and I'm not really sure. But yeah, they basically turned their canning assembly line into like people bagging food.
Right.
So that was super nifty. Like, hey, we have cool staff and we have a big building. And
Right.
we're used to production. Let's keep going.
So let's just put it to work. Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm a fan of any time you can actually use your resources.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Babe, we can't both drink at the same time.
Yes, we can. It's fine.
That's not how
It's
this
fine.
works.
And I love this beer. It is really solid. And it just keeps the hops going. I love it.
No, this has no hops.
Nope.
If it's possible to have negative amounts of hops, that's
right.
What's in this beer.
You lost your head on your beer there.
I drink sours. What is a beer head? I don't understand.
Right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you get that all the time, right?
Stuff we forgot to talk about while we were on a brief life hiatus. Is a life hiatus a thing? I don't know. We randomly disappeared from the internet for a while. Speaking of negative hops, I had my first Gruit.
Oh yeah, how was that? A Gruit ale?
Ryan hated it.
Yeah, it was not good. Hops
I thought
belong
it was
in
the
beer.
best thing I'd ever had.
There's a reason why everyone puts hops in beer now.
And best of all, it was from an Irish brewery, and it was peaty and smoky and lavendery.
Yeah.
And oh no, it was heathery, not lavendery, and it was delicious.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought Ryan was going to spit it at the poor bartender.
Yeah,
I thought it was great.
Yeah, it was not great. There's a reason they put hops in beer. It really rounds everything.
Sad.
No, it rounds everything out. Makes it taste great.
It makes it sad.
Sad. Okay.
As we have learned from life, smoke in beer, good.
Right.
Hops in beer, meh.
All right. Fair enough.
I was here for the grit.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the herby witchcraft. I'm here for this.
Right. Yep. Oh, Matt wants to know, am I doing any more beer history videos? I've been thinking about getting back into that lately because...
Yeah, you haven't done a history one.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of video essay stuff lately, and I think I just need a good old beer history video because that would really get me back into that old research and fact-finding mode that I love so much. Any suggestions on the style, Matt? Any style you want to know the history of? Yeah, what do you want to know? I'll make it.
You have 2/3 of one episode of a 4-part deep dive history of beer and architecture and gin revolutions that exists in a G chat
somewhere.
I know where it is. I just haven't touched it in a couple months because it was really hard.
Right.
I got way too deep. Way too deep.
Right. Oh my goodness, the lagers. Lagers is a great family of beers. That's a big category.
Have we done how the Germans wound up in Mexico yet? Because personally, that's my favorite weird beer style crossover, like things that make absolute sense when you think about them, but you didn't actually think about ever.
Yeah.
Have we done an official video, or did you just tell me this story on air once?
I don't remember. I don't think I've done a video on that, but yeah, all the German immigrants that went to Mexico just started brewing beer because that's what they did everywhere they went.
Well,
so then you just get lagers everywhere, and it's great.
Our people spread beer, Ryan. It's kind of our thing.
That's right. Yeah, lagers are one of those great happy accidents of history. I mean, beer in general is kind of that way.
I was going to say.
Yeah, lagers are just, mountain people trying to brew beer and the yeast kind of co-evolving in that direction to become this weird bottom fermenting strain. What's up?
Mountain people need alcohol too, right?
Yeah, I know. They do.
That's why St. Bernards exist.
Very fair. Very fair.
That's how this happened, right?
I think so.
Mm-hmm. I'm entirely convinced that an entire dog breed exists to deliver alcohol in mountains.
Let's see. Oh, I didn't have any more pulled up here, but I think there was an interesting post. Oh, I should share this screen before I just start tapping away to myself.
Shared it, and I was thinking that was very bold of you.
I know. You're right.
Kudos. Oh, yeah, that was the other only beer adjacent related news thing. So Minnesota has fun rules. You can't serve both your own beer and your own alcohol. How
Yeah.
does that work?
Yeah, so you can't...
You can't have tap rooms of your own beer and alcohol
Right.
that aren't bars.
Yep. Well, but that's not your own
Right.
beer or alcohol. So you can't be a brewery and distillery and go about that. You can't sell your own booze and your own beer.
But you can make them both.
Yes, you can make them.
Bent being one of our notable examples and one of our favorite places to drink because they're delicious.
Right.
And with, the off-sale thing being very heavy, a lot of these cool places, seeing shortages in the sanitization world, have shifted over their alcohol production to hand sanitizer.
Right, yeah. They took their distilling equipment to make a lot of hand sanitizer spray. Because all you got to do is get it up to 60% alcohol, and you're medical grade there, right?
Yep. I am here for this. I want to buy some, even though we don't need any.
Right.
And this is a reflex I am trying very hard to fight at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, that's a really cool thing. I don't need it, but I want it.
Right. Yep.
Can I pledge my dollars for after no one else needs it?
Yeah.
During the current crisis. And when everybody else has enough, I'll have some.
Right. There you go. There you go. Yeah, don't be a hoarder. That's what...
Can I pledge my dollars to later hand sanitizer?
Right. Yep. Yeah. Oh, GSHL TV. Stay safe. Hoard the beer, not the toilet paper.
Oh,
Love
I'm
it.
doing very well at the beer hoarding.
Yeah. So far, so good. Mm-hmm.
I think we've both made a couple independent... Well, just in case... A month ago. Just in case, we should probably stock up on a little bit... You went too? Okay.
Yep.
I did stop at one of our favorite local bottle shops on my way home from work. One of my last days in the actual physical office. And apparently everyone had the same idea I did.
Yep.
Because it was the cleanest I'd ever seen it in there, and I don't mean it smelled like Clorox.
Right.
There was a lot of room between those cans.
Yeah, they had sold a lot of beer that day, I bet.
They were moving growlers.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Everybody's moving it as best they can. So I wonder how much more expensive it is for brewers to do a lot of delivery and to-go stuff. Because normally pouring pints is a pretty cheap part of the operation.
I mean, at this point, you're keeping the doors open, so...
That's true. That's true. You gotta just work to keep it open.
Yeah. It's
Exactly
like, if you
right.
want to keep your folks busy...
Yep.
Eh.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Like, is it less efficient? Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Is it working? You will see.
Yeah, we'll see. Uh-huh.
I hope so.
Yeah. No doubt.
Any other beer news in the land of the city's twin?
I don't know if I have too much more locally here.
I have been having a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun on St. Patty's Day reading all of the here's what we were gonna do celebration notices. I'm like, oh, everybody has released an Irish dry stout or an Irish cream stout or
right.
Here's your Irish thing beer all at the same time. Ta-da!
Mm-hmm. Right.
Ryan, you actually have a malt liquor history video, don't you?
Yeah, I believe I do. Yes, I do.
I was like, that actually happened, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that one's there. I'll have to go back and find that one.
Y'all, we talk about so many video ideas.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's hard to keep them straight sometimes with how many I come up with and then talk through. Most of them go nowhere, which is the fun part of this. Yeah, that's how it goes, though. Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, malt liquor was fun because it started out as one of those products that was marketed to like rich people and then to poor people. And then now we're kind of getting this weird resurgence of this low-calorie, unsweetened malt beverage thing in these hard seltzers that everybody's doing. So yeah, it's this strange kind of cycle that these malt beverages have gone through over the years, and it's actually kind of cool to trace the history of.
You mean hard seltzers aren't just vodka, seltzer water, and flavoring?
No.
I had to explain that to somebody once.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I didn't have to explain it. They learned very quickly. They were just upset that somebody could have saved them a long trip off a short cliff.
Yeah, that's right. You can't make your own hard seltzer at home mixing vodka with...
It was like, you probably can make your own hard seltzer at home. It's just that vodka is only kind of gonna...
Yeah, it's not going to get you there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to get you there.
It'll get you somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
I'm not sure if that was the destination you had in mind, but it'll get you there.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Quickly.
Yeah.
Not that White Claw doesn't also get you there quickly, but...
Yeah.
Semantics.
Well, I'm super glad before all this social distancing stuff started, I got my Maibach in, though, for the year. One of my favorite beer styles. Great spring beer. I don't think a lot of brewers brew them, but they are excellent.
Don't worry.
If you find
we
one.
know them all.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan has a list.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
Sometimes you got to take a break from the haze craze and go back to a good Bach or two.
I agree. It's just the 3 months leading up to my box season where you pace around the house waiting for the My Box to come out of hibernation.
Okay, well, what beer do you wait around for seasonally?
I'm picky.
You're picky.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There are like 4. I don't really have seasonal things. There are like 4 things that I drink all the time.
Well, the Gozas aren't always around, so they come out in the summertime.
I mean, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
See, okay.
Or your sours. Sometimes all you have to drink is dark beer, and then there's nothing.
Fun.
And there's nothing in the winter.
Yes.
Yeah, how about that?
So I would say it's less of an issue of I wait around for XYZ season. Excuse me. I wait around for XYZ season for so-and-so beer to appear, as much as it is, I know when every particular brewery releases the things I want. So I know when summer rolls around, like, Bent's going to have 8 sours on tap, and the cider is going to be great, and I'm going to love it.
Yeah.
And maybe there's a Lichtenhainer that week, but it's not like it's spring, so my beer has appeared.
Right.
Because I'm a picky person, I have a beer that I drink all the time.
Yeah.
That just exists.
Sure. I gotcha.
And because I don't really get, like, I don't know. Ryan has a we need to go to this brewery to get this particular beer. This is the one. It's the best one.
Yep.
It's the same brewery.
Yeah.
With 2 seasons on opposite sides of the calendar.
Yep.
2 very different beers.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Actually, they're not that different.
No.
You're gonna... Oh, you agreed.
Yeah. They're not super stylistically different. No.
It's Oktoberfest in my book. You
yeah,
can
that's
judge
right.
for yourself
Yeah.
how you feel about their differences in character. But I'm one of those... I have to be surprised at any given time.
Right.
So it's like, I would rather go to a new brewery and see what they have on, as opposed to, like, it is March, the Maibach is out.
Right. Yep.
The Summit Maibach is here.
Yeah. So what do you think breweries are going to do when their tap rooms can be open again, but they've made all these website changes to allow for all these online and to-go orders? Like, do you think they're going to keep the drive-thrus? No. You think the drive-thrus are going to stick around?
No.
So then, like, you don't have to come inside anymore?
There's no way.
No? You think it'll just go straight back?
Yeah, I do not see this.
They'll take the online ordering away and just go straight back.
Sorry, our cat is trying to break into our laptop.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know what she thinks she's hacking into what mainframe, but she's trying very hard with no thumbs. No, I don't foresee this being a very long-lasting business model. Sorry. I think it's a great stopgap.
Sure. Right.
I don't see this being like the way of craft beer future.
No, you don't see them sticking around with any of these. Yeah, the delivery service.
Maybe you have a couple more crawlers on hand at any given time. Like,
yeah, maybe that will be one of the longer lasting impacts, is that they'll try to have more to go canning options ready at any given moment.
But I mean, I also think generationally, we haven't ever really had anything where we've needed to have supplies or have extras. Sure. Which, larger societal picture, is one of those things that like people are having to adjust to. Is, oh well, I didn't have anything in the house and now I'm stuck here.
Right.
What do I do now?
Yeah.
And I think, craft beer as a whole is kind of having that moment of, oh, well, we had kegs. We had plenty of kegs. We were good.
Yeah, that was...
What now?
And that was one of the issues a while. It was a lot of times it was not, distribution stuff like this, but it was production stuff. It was how do we get more fermenters? How do we get more kegs? How do we get... And one of the big ones was barrels for barrel-aged anything. Where are all these barrels going to come from?
Right.
A lot of times these challenges came on the production side over the last decade. But yeah, you're right. Now we're finally seeing the industry challenged from a distribution point of view. And, that's very different. That's a very, very different challenge for sure.
We've gone from I don't have enough beer to I don't have anyone to give it to.
Right. All right. Can't give it to anybody. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have beer. I can't get rid of it fast enough.
Right. Yeah.
Especially as, folks are still brewing.
Yeah. I mean, the batches are still going. The beer's still fermenting. It's got to go somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, and as much as I don't want to say it, because, you never know what happens, but beer does kind of just hang out for a while.
Yeah, it depends on the style, but yeah, you're right. Mm-hmm.
As a general rule, most of it just kind of chills.
Mm-hmm.
So you can kind of work ahead.
But not my delicious, expensive New England IPA. You want to drink that?
We know.
As fresh as possible.
Oh, I meant during its creation.
Oh, during its creation, yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Like, the entire point of fermentation is that it just hangs out and doesn't need somebody poking it.
Right.
So I feel like beer as an industry is kind of in an okay place. Like, if you can get stuff refilled and chilling,
sure,
you can come back to it later.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. For the most part.
Within the limited frame. But
yeah,
it's not like fresh
you
produce.
Yeah, you've got an extra week or two of leeway.
Right.
If you really, really need it. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to be a very interesting challenge for craft brewers. I think, fortunately, a lot of states have recognized the extreme value of either, to-go options for breweries or even the downstream at the liquor store, and deeming those as essential businesses at this time, which is always kind of a played on
fun line.
It's played on social media as a bit of a joke, but if you're really honest, you're kind of happy to have a crowler of beer right now, aren't you? I sure as heck am. So, yeah, I mean, it's
that just got me up from my nap.
Right. That's right.
Isolation is a lawless place. I nap now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I guess.
Yep.
Matt is apparently from Lewiston, and it's very confusing. And the cat's taking out the light.
The cat's taking out the light. Hold on. Hold on.
As someone also from a Lewiston, Matt, I'm very confused.
Yeah.
All right, now that we've adjusted for feline dangers syndrome.
Yeah.
Cat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the other thing. Our pets are going to be either loving us or very, very sick of us by the time this is over.
I don't know why he says, or we have a cat.
Well, if you have a dog,
Sick of
your
us
dog,
was about
your dog might be happy.
2 hours in.
Right, right.
Yeah, no, cat's not happening.
Mm-mm.
The cat does not get beer.
No, she does not.
Sorry, cat. Humans are having a grand old time.
Yeah. Matt mentions breweries that don't can a lot of product. I can't imagine trying to deal with that right now. Because as much as growler sales are great, there's a lot more. I mean, there's more logistics in canning. Because a growler, you put a tube on a tap and you fill it up. But like, there's a lot more cleanliness operation that goes into a growler that some rando brings into your brewery. And God knows what they had in it before, if it's from a different brewery, or if it's even one of your growlers. Who knows how long they let beer sit in there, whether or not they cleaned it. Like,
I'll admit, I have a simple test as to whether or not I want to get a growler filled at a location. Do you know
what's your test? Why don't you explain this to us?
If someone brings in a growler and the bartender immediately chucks the cap, I will fill my beer. If they give you back your growler with the same cap you brought in, I have serious questions. And if I didn't see it get sanitized, I do not fill.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Because, you can...
Because that's a funky little seal up in there, and I'm mostly a clean person. That sounds so bad. We homebrew. We've got Star San.
Sure.
Like,
yep.
I can sanitize stuff.
Right.
I grew up canning fruits and veggies.
Yep.
I understand the value of clean glassware. I have grown some stuff in growler lids.
Yeah.
That, you think it's dry, and they're tricky, and you put it back on, and 18 months later...
Right. Yep. Exactly.
That growler's been sitting in the basement working as a petri dish.
Yeah.
Like, no, lids are not cool. And we've had this very long diatribe with a very fun beer tender one day, all about how he is deeply, deeply disgusted by growler lids, even if they're brand new. They're just like a little...
Yeah.
You seen some stuff? Yeah, that is Brenda's first test.
Right. Yep. Yeah, you want to make sure your growler lid is replaced, not cleaned. Because
if you had a clean growler lid and they did dunk it, it might be a pass. It depends on what's happening that I might really, really want. I will think about it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yes, okay, cool. If you just came in with a funky growler and you got to keep your same funky cap, no.
Yeah.
I do also love a beer tender who is bold enough to do the sniff test.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I appreciate, as someone who...
Smell that nasty growler.
I will not. I absolutely, under no uncertain circumstances, will stick my nose in a growler. I don't care if it's mine. I don't care if it's somebody else's. I don't care if it's new. I am not sticking my face in there. That is either net neutral or a funnel of funk.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I don't need it.
Yep. Right. So are you like a fan of the growler fridges then? So somebody who's got like a fridge full of growlers, you bring back the empty one.
I like a growler fridge.
Yeah.
That is sight and sins unseen.
Yeah.
Anything could have happened to that growler. Someone will put it through an industrial machine and take care of it.
Right.
Like, you can autoclave that thing. I do not care. Can you autoclave a growler? Do they crack? Is that a thing? I don't know. Anyway, you can sterilize the heck out of that growler once it leaves my possession.
Sure.
I will not judge myself for taking a brand new one. It's fine.
Right.
And you don't know me anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I don't even want to say that. We were very good about cleaning our growlers. I just make us sound disgusting. There is one growler we are not good about cleaning. It has fake flowers in it. It's
right.
from a brewery that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's the other thing too, is inevitably this is going to cause somebody to shut down, especially in a more crowded market. You know, but
being a brewery in general at the moment causes someone to shut down.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think we're starting to kind of see. I don't know if we're quite at peak brewery yet, but you know, all this distribution challenge, I think, is going to really make 2019 peak brewery year. You know what I mean? Like, I think
at least for a while.
Yeah, at least for a while. That's for sure. I think by the end of 2020, we're going to look back and we're going to be like, this was the inflection point. Just because the market is so crowded and you only have your local market now. The beer tourism is effectively been put on hold.
The everywhere tourism has been put on hold.
But like the specific to craft beer tourism's a big thing. You and I participate in that.
We went around the block and thought it was an adventure.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yep. So
I saw a house I'd never seen before.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what isolation does to extroverts. We're not okay. He's fine. Yeah. We're not okay.
Yeah, and Matt actually makes a good point. Great chance for bigger craft brewers to grab market share. Probably from the smaller guys, because they're the ones with the most distribution and the most consumer touch points when times are limited. Because guess what? Whether you're a big craft brewer or a small one, you only get one tap room in most states.
Right.
So if all the tap rooms are closed, you got a pretty big advantage, you know? Yeah, that's a great point.
I will say this has kind of been my personal impetus to put my money where my mouth is on tap rooms we wouldn't usually go to.
Sure.
Be it for reasons of distance, they're not on our free beer app. We just don't have somebody who goes there. They're not dog friendly, and our beer friends won't hang out there because they always bring their dog. Like, for whatever reason, we don't usually visit a place. This has kind of been my time to be like, all right, I like you. I know if I don't support you, you might not be here in a couple months.
Yep.
I guess now's the time. So I kind of wonder, like, what the numbers look like as far as that goes, as to like what your standard level of sales is, and if any of those smaller places who have good beer and a dedicated following, but not necessarily like mass market, I will grab them for tailgate because they're in every liquor store sort of situation.
Right.
Like if there's been a weird flux.
Yeah, you're right. There could be some of that balance going on too.
Like, I don't think that would be enough of a super huge income jump for anybody, but I kind of wonder how many people are in the same boat I am, where you're like, all right, well, I like you, but I know you'll be fine. But I know the guy down the street might not be, and I also like him. I'm just never there.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
How many people are like reevaluating their small craft beer priorities?
Sure, making a bigger push to go towards the small brewers they really like. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
Like I said, it's probably not enough to make a difference between, you know, if you look at mass market share between somebody who's been around for ages and a new craft brewer everybody likes.
Yep.
But
yeah.
I'm curious.
Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Don't
adjust your hat on camera; it's very confusing.
No, it doesn't work for you.
I can't find my head.
Right. Yeah, you're rocking the Venn Brewing hat. Very nice. Minneapolis.
I can't. There we go.
Yep, there you go. You got it.
I will shout out to them finally having a hat I wanted. Not that
Yeah.
they have been lacking in hats. I have been looking for a hat for months.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I did not think my demands were that great. I have a kind of funny shaped head. I wear my hair in a ponytail frequently, and I hate trucker caps.
Sure.
And flat brims, because I
Mhm.
have a funny shaped head and glasses, and that doesn't, it doesn't work. Flat brims and glasses are bad news bears.
Yeah.
And Ben finally had one, and it's got super cool stretchy inside things that fit my tiny, tiny skull. I have big hair and tiny skull. It's no good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Ven is another one of those places that we are very close to and never visit.
Right.
And
Yep.
should.
Mm-hmm. You know, I think...
So it felt good to actually support them.
Yeah. And another thought just occurred to me, too, is it's going to be an interesting test for craft brewers when a majority of their sales don't come out of a keg. Because, you
Right.
know, for me, for most beers, the optimal serving of that beer is out of a keg. You know, it's got
Right.
that great primed carbonation, that forced carbonation that's really, really clean. And it's going to be interesting to see who can deliver the quality
Yeah, Ryan, what's that like?
in the to-go growler and crowler format.
Mhm.
And I know maybe for you as a sour head, is that a big concern, or
It's a weird contrast of, so like sours don't typically can well,
sure.
but if you can put it in a can, you probably know that you can it. Na 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 na.
Yeah, you got the can joke. Good work.
So I think it's that kind of duality of, well, you're not sticking something in a can that doesn't can well, which is the same reason I don't usually get to have most of my beers to go.
Right.
So I think it'll be, I kind of wonder what they did with all of those.
Yeah.
Because you know people had these beers on tap that you can't just shove in a can.
Or like a lot of several breweries in the area have cask ales. Like,
right.
You're
That's
done
not-
there. You can't just can those for the most part, or put them in growlers.
Do you think they're looking for people to take care of the extras?
Oh, you might have an opportunity there. That's
I'm just
fair.
saying, I'll even pull my own.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Uh-huh.
I'll take care of it.
Yeah, not a bad
It'll
idea.
be fine.
Not a bad idea at all.
Probably not.
Probably not. I don't know.
But it was worth a shot.
Yeah.
I do kind of wonder, though, if that might have a kind of temporary... You see a lot of beers coming out in the next 6 months to a year that are very cannibal.
Yeah.
Cannibal.
And yeah, no, if I were looking at my production schedule, I'd be thinking about adjusting it for things that can really do well to go or in cans.
And to be fair, we are coming up on summer, so here in the Midwest, it's boat beer season.
Mm-hmm.
And after that is tailgate beer season.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And after that is blizzard season, so I don't really know what I'm looking for here.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But yeah, I think in general, you know, your kind of lagers, Kolsch's, the lighter ales, that sort of fare. I think...
And I hate Kolsch in a can.
I know, Kolsch on tap is ideal, but yeah, Kolsch in a can works a lot of the time. But yeah, if you don't get the right carbonation level in a crop, and I've had, not gonna lie, I've had a couple crowlers that have been duds. You know, they didn't have enough carbonation in there, and that really does it. Or I've had overcarbed cans before. I get a lot of those too.
That's
Yeah.
no good. I recall the time when I grabbed one out of the beer fridge and grabbed the can and it dented.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, this crowler's empty now, so she basically just grabbed this can and dented it in like that when it was full and sealed. And I was like, that's a bad can of beer.
And she was not having a good day.
Yeah, that was not good.
And I said something to the effect of, well, is there botulism?
Maybe.
And Ryan went, probably not. So I tried it.
Yeah.
I should not have.
No. Yeah, that was a bad can of beer.
It did not probably have botulism, but it was not good.
Yeah. Whatever they did that day was
Not seal the can.
Was not on the quality control. Mm-mm.
Just that one. The other 4 were fine. The other 3 were fine.
Yeah.
Just that one.
Okay, Rory asks, favorite hype brewery? Okay, this is a tough question.
My favorite hype brewery closed. The irony noted by all.
Okay, are we talking like a national hype brewery? I think that's probably the case. So, like, we gotta pick something a little with a little more distribution.
But I don't drink national.
I know you're pretty hardcore locavore, aren't you? Yeah. All right. Let's see. My favorite hype brewery that I like to drink from, I think, has to be Bell's. They're
hypey?
Honestly, I think they're hype because they're part of the American brewing tradition. You know what I mean? Like
that makes them kind of old and stodgy but delicious.
Oh yeah.
Hypey.
Oh, that's what you think. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Okay. To be fair,
so then you want like a Stone. Yeah, is that where we're going?
No.
Yeah.
I will give you mine in a second.
All right.
But I will say my first impression of Bell's was by my super cool youth group chaperone from Michigan, and I came from a family who does not drink anything but water. Occasionally pop, only on 4th of July and Christmas. Thank you very much. Who was the first person who was like, yes, I like the craft beer. And I was like 18 and I was like, why are we talking about beer? He goes, I don't know, because it's the thing I like and beer's good. And I was like, oh, you can just like speak about alcohol like it was the first person who didn't treat alcohol as some like taboo subject.
Sure.
That like, yeah, you all went down to the local bar and you had these inside jokes with your 3 other buddies that were all also at the local every Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, and Sunday morning.
Yep.
But like, you didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the first experience I had with people speaking about socially drinking alcohol for enjoyment.
Sure.
Was with Bell's. And he goes, when you're 21.
Yep.
Bell's Oberon.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good stuff.
Let me tell you what.
That's good
stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Okay. Rory says it doesn't have to be national. I already know your favorite hype brewery because we went there recently. Out of Fargo, North Dakota.
They are my favorite hype brewery.
Drecker Brewing brews so many sours that Brenda was in heaven. So let me tell you this story.
Brenda was in heaven and then she was ill.
Let me tell you this story. So we go all the way up to Fargo, make this long trip north.
Pilgrimage.
Yep.
It was a pilgrimage.
Also, it was balls cold that weekend. Because,
it was far colder than that.
Yeah, because it was Fargo, North
I think it was
Dakota.
a high of negative.
Yep. And we get to this brewery, which, great tap room, lovely space. They make great beer.
Third brewery of the day?
Yeah, but
Fourth?
it was like our 3rd or 4th brewery of the day. And Brenda gets in there and reads the menu. And there's like 6 or
7.
There were 7 sours on tap at this brewery. And Brenda's like, well, I'm going to try them all. So she proceeds to order like 2 or 3 sampler size pours at a time.
That was error 1.
Yep.
Error 2 was I had already ordered 1 and 2 kind of interchangeable here.
Yep.
I had already ordered a full pour of one of the sours.
Yep.
So I started off at a heavy disadvantage.
Yep.
And it was not the smallest sour on the menu. It's not like I ordered a full pour of the Berliner. No. It tasted like cherry pie and was delicious, but it was an entire glass of cherry pie beer. Our 4th brewery of the day. We were not young in the day by that point. Nope. I did not have space.
Right.
nor did I have the proper level of stomach acid with which to deal with all of these sours. It was rough.
Yeah, that was a rough night of drinking for you because you had to give it. But
so it wasn't even a rough night of drinking because that makes it sound like I did way better than I did.
Yeah, you just.
There just becomes a certain point when you singe off your taste buds.
Yeah.
And you were like, I think this is delicious, and I want it to be delicious, and it smells delicious, and I just can't taste it anymore.
Yeah, but if you ever find yourself in the upper Midwest, keep a lookout for Drecker in the liquor store or go to Fargo.
Their can art is amazing.
Well worth it. Their can art is amazing. If you like sours or IPAs that look like this, go to Drecker. It is really good. All right, so what's my favorite local hype brewery?
Well, I didn't do my actual hype
sorry.
You just decided for me.
Know.
I would say my favorite national hype brewery, I shouldn't have volunteered this, is either Pipeworks or Clown Shoes, but I can't remember who has the ads I always hate.
Yeah.
I think it's Pipeworks.
Yeah, I think so too.
Always has like the crazy ads.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's just chaos in a page, and it's the most memeable thing in the whole world.
And since Rory's in New York, we like 6 Point a lot. 6 Point's fun. We like their stuff. Their jammer packs.
Sorry, was I done?
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you finish.
Yeah, we like 6 Point out of New York.
Yes.
With the jammers. Yep.
Mostly because 6 Point is the first place I've ever been able to find that gives me a session sour that's actually both sessionable and sour.
Yeah, definitely sour.
Because it's usually not
one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. So what was your favorite local hype brewery?
Oh, mine. Oh, that's a tough choice. There's a lot of good options. I probably have to go with Minneapolis's own Udapils Brewing and all their delicious German styles.
They're so chill!
Yeah, they are chill. Yeah, but,
chill hype.
Oh,
chill.
Sorry. I'm supposed to pick
Not
hype.
your favorite brewery.
Oh, not my favorite brewery. Okay, favorite hype brewery that just brews crazy beer? Is that what we're looking for?
Who's got hype? Your wife hypes at you all the time. Who's got crazy hype game? This is not a new word for you.
Yeah. Blackstack does. With their sours and New England style IPAs. So they are really good.
I will. Sorry, was that the end of your?
Sure. Yep.
I'd say my favorite local one used to be 12 Eyes.
Yep.
Which, okay, their hype game is also strong because they had to be on Insta every day because they were releasing a new beer like every day.
Yeah, they were very strange. They were very, very small. They probably had
12 taps.
Well, they had 12 taps on opening, but they probably only had trying to get their barrel count. You know what I mean?
Like, I used to know it. We talked about it one day.
Yeah, their barrel count was like obscenely low.
Yeah.
But they still managed to support 12 beer lines, which was probably one of the reasons why they ended up going under. But
I liked them.
I know, they were fun. Absolutely.
I would say the most hype local brewery, which coincidentally is actually not my favorite. I'm sorry, guys. I like your hype. I like your vibe. I don't like your beer. I like your hard seltzer is Bauhaus. Because you can't beat morph suits in videos.
Sure. Yep.
And beard contests.
They have the events down. Yeah. That's for sure.
Their hype game is real.
Yeah.
I had a second, but I don't remember who it was.
Dangerous Man.
It was actually Lupulin for their photography game.
Yeah.
And you never think, and we don't think of them as super hypey because we never go there. But their photography is also super on point all the time.
Right.
And it's always like what ingredients are in the beer in the can of beer.
Sure.
So like the other one the other day had like a swath of peanut butter
Right.
and like chocolate chips and a banana coming out of the
Right.
bottle, and
Yep.
it was like kind of disturbing, but also like right off the bat exactly what is happening in this beer.
Yeah.
And as someone who's very weirdly into food photography, like I love looking at food.
Yeah.
I don't take pictures of my lunch, but I like to look at food. Yes.
Right.
I'm in.
You know, now that you mentioned photography, that brings up another thought kind of related to this distribution challenge we've been talking about. And I wonder what the Brewers Association is doing as far as their lobbying efforts go for craft brewers. Because I know they've asked to be included as part of this big bailout thing Congress is considering. But what I'm wondering is like, what do we do about like beer labeling? So like, if we know there's a shortage of keg sales that are going to be happening over the next month or two, like what can we do to kind of relieve some of the labeling requirements for new beers that might only be taproom only, stuff that you were brewing with the expectation of not canning, but now suddenly you have to can or make it to go. You know what I mean? So all of a sudden you have a lot more to call on the TTB for your labeling requirements
that like
for beers you never planned on labeling or releasing as a small brewer. You know what I mean? This was going to be a taproom exclusive beer, but now I've got 50 barrels of this beer that I was never planning on ever canning in the first place. You know what I mean?
So like your sticky label of here's the name and the ABV doesn't quite cut it.
Well,
here's also the Surgeon General's warning on a separate sticky label.
But like, all right, I've got crowlers.
Yeep.
I've got crowlers and sticky labels, but I'm going to sell out of those pretty quickly. So what do I do for the next month? You know what I mean? Can I use my standard cans? Do I have to get a whole bunch of new labels approved for beers I was going to only sell in my tap room? You know what I mean?
You have to get labels approved.
Yes, you have to get them approved by the TTB. So not.
But so like for the standard trade in and out. So like Raindrops is a pretty across the board, always available sort of thing. But like for seasonals, if like this is approved and then you just add on your little, I'm going to blind everybody. You just add on your little beer specific thing. Like, I guess I kind of assumed everybody already had this format in some variety.
Sure.
But, like, is that what you're talking about? Like, if you don't have this,
yeah,
what do you do?
Well, brewers are already starting to run out of crowler-sized cans. So, like, all right, now I've got a bunch of 12-ounce cans, but I don't have any labels approved. Can I get some relief from the TTB for all these beers I brewed that I was only going to tap kegs for? You know what I mean? Yeah.
That makes sense.
So,
sorry,
like,
I was not grasping the problem.
No. Yeah. No, it's a bit of a complicated problem, but because there are so many like taproom exclusive beers, I wonder what you do with those now. If you're having so much pressure getting these crowlers and the growlers and that sort of thing.
You deliver them to me.
Oh, you deliver them to you, huh? You won't question anybody?
Nope.
Not gonna file a complaint?
Nope. I promise not to file any complaints for improper labeling. This is my vow to the world. This is my duty as a citizen.
Right.
And beer drinker.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I vow to not out you.
Let's see. Ever traded any beers through groups or Instagram? I have done a beer trade before. And you did a Christmas beer exchange.
I was gonna say, I don't know if it was really like a beer trade.
Oh, okay.
Also,
what would you
like,
consider?
are you allowed to say that on the worldwide internet?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So we've never had a like 1-for-1. I have this, you have that swap sort of situation. Yeah. Which is like what I would call a beer trade.
Yep.
But we do a bunch of exchanges.
Sure.
So my favorite has been the Girls in Craft exchange, which is near and dear to my heart. Their Instagram is making my life. They have coloring pages right now. If you need some beer-themed coloring in your multitudinous amounts of time off that you cannot spend in tap rooms.
And gentlemen, please go check them out if your wife or girlfriend has any interest in beer at all, because breweries tend to only have unisex clothes, which don't look that good.
Small hats.
Yeah,
small hats.
See, like Brenda knows the struggle of getting good beer wear as a woman.
I am so lucky. Like, we came into this after the struggle was mostly over.
Yeah.
It was so much worse before.
Yeah, no doubt. But yeah, they do great stuff, and they are a wonderful group of women who love craft beer. So,
and they're super chill.
Yeah.
And super positive.
Right.
And it's great. Also, I love how you said wife or girlfriend, like your mom doesn't get me 90% of my girls in craft gear. And I will let it be noted, a lot of it is very subtly craft themed. Like, yes, I do have a sweatshirt that says hops are female flowers in pictogram. It's not all that, like, beer themed. Like, there are a couple styles that are super cool. The latest one is a gal, I don't remember what it's called. Sophie? Might be Sophie.
Yep.
There's a gal on a bicycle, like, towing a firkin behind her.
Yeah.
And it's so cute.
Yeah.
But, like, if you know beer, you're like, oh, that's a fun, like, beer illustration.
Right.
And if you're not a craft beer person, you're like, that's a cute shirt.
Yeah.
It's
Absolutely.
great. But so they do a beer exchange every year. And that one's super fun because everybody's encouraged to, like, do little snippets of shopping for your beers and do, like, little teaser vids. So you get, like, a couple label previews and you get to specify, like, what styles you like. So it's also really cool. Like, my exchange partner this year just started a bottle shop. So she was in the process of starting it while she was sending me beer. So it's like, okay, this is a person who is very on the Virginia beer scene at the moment.
Yeah.
I lay out my style guidelines. She hit it out of the park.
Yeah.
And I got 3 for 3 home runs. Loved everything she sent.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
As an amateur, like, what is on the shelves today?
Right.
I always get a little nervous. Like, oh, are you going to like it?
Yeah.
But yeah, that one's always super fun.
Absolutely. Matt says his wife only likes ciders and wine coolers, which, by the way, there are some quality cideries out there. Love going to visit those every once in a while, too.
Ryan's mom is a cider-only human being.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it is awesome.
Yeah.
Because we get a little in a rut sometimes.
Yeah,
It's hard to remember.
You know, get a little hazy now and again. You know, need to get a nice, clear, hard cider. Is always good.
And I will admit, I am a super, if y'all have not heard this rant before, I am a super sucker for hard seltzer or regular seltzer.
Yeah.
Or just bubbles.
Yep.
I like bubbles. I could be a Finding Nemo character. I just really like the bubbles. So any place I'm loving this new, we have in a no alcohol beer and also a hard seltzer movement. This is my favorite.
Right.
I am on board with this. So yeah, we are not just beer humans as much as we talk about it. We are also alcohol adjacent related. I like bubbles.
Right. Yep. Absolutely.
I like bubbles and fruit.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah. Also, I'm very jealous of this little Maine road trip that's happening in our chat.
Oh, I know. I'd love to go to Maine.
I almost went to Maine.
Yeah.
That was in the group that didn't go to Maine.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
I went to Vermont. It was lovely.
Right.
And New Hampshire to Vermont is a very nice little drive.
Yeah.
Queechy Gorge, beautiful. Dartmouth, super cool campus. Still have a hockey shirt for some reason.
Hey, gotta get those hockey shirts.
It's $4 at a like flea sale.
Fair enough.
Flea market?
Flea market.
Why are my words not? I haven't seen other people in so long.
Yeah, you're rolling through that crowler too. Way to go.
It's 4%, right?
Oh, yeah. Yours is 4%. Well, I just polished off the 7.5, so I'm all done. Oh, boy.
Easy.
Yeah, I know.
Down, Cujo.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. See, that's the dangerous part about these New England IPAs, too. They go down really easy.
Serving size is not always as recommended.
Yeah, no, I agree. Mm-hmm.
Well, dear, do you have any more beer news?
Not right now.
Any more
no, I don't think so.
quarantine updates? Sorry, said
no.
the Q word.
Oh, no. Social distancing. Do you want to hang out for a little longer, though? We can try. Otherwise,
I don't know.
we
What
can
are you
bounce.
hanging out doing?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't have any other.
I was gonna say he's gonna
crazy
suggest
beer
we hang
stories.
out longer and not have anything to riff off of. So good luck, Brenda. Entertain a crowd.
Yeah, fair
All
enough.
6 of you.
Right. All right. I think we're going to log off for the night, but thank you so much, everybody, for joining us tonight, talking about the latest updates from the beer scene. It seems to be changing day by day, so who knows when we'll do this again. But yeah, support your local brewers and breweries.
Probably soon. We're lonely.
Support your local brewers and your breweries out there. Get a crowler or 2 delivered. Try something you haven't before. And stick around. I guess I need to go make a video on some lagers or box. And yeah, please support your local brewers in this time of need. Any final words from you?
Stay inside. Flatten the curve.
All right. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a good night. Cheers.
I can't find the camera.